I think one of the significant challenges during menstruation is ensuring healthy and nutritious food, something that supports my body during tough and painful moments. After waking up and drinking a glass of water, I prepare breakfast. This time I wanted a buckwheat crepe, which is both light and very nutritious. I start with a cherry tomato salad I made as a side dish. To the cherry tomatoes, I add fresh basil, salt, pepper, olive oil, balsamic vinegar, almond flakes, and reduced balsamic. For the crepe, I chop chard and move on to the batter, which consists of buckwheat flour, red lentil flour, spices including za'atar, which I highly recommend, and I used a bit more water than usual because I wanted the crepe to be very thin. I pour the batter into a wide non-stick pan without oil. After about 2 minutes, I flip the crepe. As you can see, it cracked a bit, but it's okay, it will still be delicious. On top, I spread hummus, add the charred olives and the pepper. I like to add all kinds of toppings to the crepe. You can also spread vegan cream cheese or labneh, and you can reduce the salt in the batter to make it sweet instead. Due to IBS, I generally don't drink caffeine, but I really love drinking matcha. During my period, I skip matcha and instead prefer chai. Since the days are hot and my period makes me feel even warmer, I make cold chai, which I keep in the fridge. If you like your chai sweet, this is the time to add sugar. Now I move on to making cookies, which we will prepare now and bake later. From this recipe, you'll get cake-like cookies with an umami flavor thanks to the soy sauce I added. We girls all know those endless cravings during our period, so I like to prepare things myself where I know exactly what's in them. The full recipe is below the video. I put the cookie dough in the fridge and will bake them in the afternoon. I move on to preparing lunch. I really wanted eggplant with tahini and decided to take advantage of the oven and make sweet potato fries. I cut the eggplants in half. If you have time, sprinkle salt on the inside and let them sit for 15 minutes to draw out moisture. I brush the inside with olive oil, flip them over and poke holes in the skin. I wrap each half in aluminum foil and place them on a baking tray. I preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius and move on to preparing the sweet potato fries. I peel and slice the potato in half, then into stripes about ½ centimeter thick, and finally into rectangles of the same thickness. I leave thinner pieces as they are so they don't burn before the others done. I place them in a deep container with a lid, adding cornstarch, spices, and olive oil. If you have time before baking, you can let the sweet potatoes sit with the coating and bake them later. I arrange with some space on the tray with the eggplants. I bake for about 25 minutes until the sweet potato is soft inside and slightly charred on the outside. I prepare a cabbage salad to go with it, with a tangy avocado dressing that I could honestly eat all day with a spoon. The dressing mainly consists of avocado, of course, and spices, yogurt, lemon, and olive oil, which I blend until it's creamy and amazing. Every 10 minutes, I flip the eggplants and gently stir the sweet potatoes so they bake evenly. I slice purple cabbage into stripes. I like to keep the outer leaves to store the cabbage later in the fridge. A tip for draining moisture, similar to the eggplants, place the chopped cabbage in a strainer, sprinkle a teaspoon of salt over it, massage it and let it sit for an hour. I also chop chives to add after dressing the salad. I like to make the dressing first to see how much I have and then slice the cabbage accordingly. I use about 2/3 of a cabbage head, about 600 grams. I have a leftover beet tahini from my last meal prep, I'll link it here, which paired wonderfully with this meal. So, since my brain is a bit disconnected from me during my period, I didn't realize I used coconut oil, so they made the cookies freeze in the fridge. So make sure to let them defrost for about half an hour before baking. Another poor design for left-handed people. Anyway, I bake them for about 15 minutes in a preheated oven at 170 degrees Celsius. Now that the tea is ready after sitting for about 5 hours, I squeeze the tea bags and remove them, then add ice and milk. I keep the jars in the fridge and simply add milk and drink because it's already cold, so refreshing and delicious. It pairs amazingly with the cookies, so comforting. Honestly, by dinner, I felt really weak and my stomach hurt a lot. I wanted something easy and relatively quick to make. I love sheet pan meals because you can add lots of ingredients that cook together in each other's juices. And it's a great way to use up veggies sitting in the fridge, creating a nourishing abundance that fills both body and soul, especially during these days when the soul feels pretty empty. I add vegetables and tofu, which I cut roughly, frozen peas, cashews, spices, and olive oil. I mix everything well so it's all coated. Add a bit of cream I had in the fridge and bake in the oven at 200 degrees Celsius for 20 to 30 minutes. And let me tell you, it turned out so delicious. Wow! I had some quinoa I made at the beginning of the week, and I decided I wanted something contrasting, so I simply added a few spoons of yogurt on the side. Simply perfect. Thank you so much for watching and take care.